In the early 20th century, the world stood on the edge of a disaster it could not yet imagine. What began with pride and ambition would end with millions dead. This is the story of World War I. Europe once believed it was civilized, advanced, and safe. Cities were alive with music and culture. People trusted their leaders. No one believed the world was about to burn. But beneath the calm surface, nations were filled with fear of losing power, fear of falling behind, and fear of each other. Countries built armies, sharpened weapons, and formed dangerous alliances. Military strength became national pride. Bigger armies meant stronger nations. And war slowly became inevitable. In 1914, one moment changed everything. Archduke Franz Ferdinand was assassinated in Sarajevo. A single bullet shattered the peace of the world. Alliances were activated. One declaration of war followed another. Within weeks, Europe was at war. Young men marched proudly to battle. They believed the war would end quickly. Mothers waved goodbye, not knowing it was the last time. Instead of glory, soldiers found hell. Trenches filled with mud, rats, and death. Days turned into months. Hope slowly disappeared. Soldiers slept in filth, ate cold food, and waited for death to arrive from the sky. When whistles blew, men climbed out of trenches, running toward machine guns. Many fell within seconds. The ground between trenches became a graveyard. Then came a new horror. Poison gas, invisible, silent, deadly. Soldiers screamed as they suffocated. War had lost all humanity. Hospitals overflowed with wounded bodies. Doctors worked endlessly. Amputations became routine. Survival was a miracle. The oceans were no safer. German submarines hunted ships beneath the waves. No warning, no mercy. Civilian ships were destroyed. Innocent lives were lost. The world watched in shock. The conflict spread across continents: Europe, the Middle East, Africa, Asia. This was no longer a regional war. It was a world war. Hunger and suffering broke Russia. Revolution erupted. The empire collapsed. Russia left the war, but chaos remained. When diplomacy failed, America entered the war. Fresh soldiers arrived. Hope returned to the Allies. In 1918, the final battles began. Tanks rolled forward. Aircraft filled the skies. Germany was pushed back again and again. German soldiers were exhausted, hungry, broken. The war could not continue. On November 11, 1918, at the 11th hour, the guns fell silent. World War I was over. Leaders gathered to decide the future. The Treaty of Versailles punished Germany harshly. Blame, humiliation, debt. Civilians struggled to survive. Economies collapsed. Anger replaced hope. Scene 22. Destruction. Entire cities lay in ruins. Empires vanished. Nothing was the same. More than 16 million lives were lost. Soldiers who never returned home. Dreams buried beneath the soil. The war was called the war to end all wars. But the peace it created was fragile and dangerous. World War I taught humanity a painful lesson: that pride can destroy nations, and hatred can destroy the world. History speaks, if we are willing to listen.